Hey guys, Thursday, June 27, 2024, U.S. session closed. Let's see what cooked out today at the park. See this trend line here? This is from the slow, anchoring it at 263. We know 263 on a scale chart is the 1 by 1, which is the 45 angle right here. So you can see that we're kind of floating around there. Let's see if we can open this up a little more. Yeah, you see we're kind of holding it. Over here is a point of control, which is 265. So let's see if this holds in the overnight session. We didn't get our statistical bounce that we were looking for. It was kind of choppy and erratic and a little more to the downside. Yesterday the bears got control, and today the bears got control also. Let's put our Andrews pitchfork to see if there's any clues there. Yeah, we couldn't hold this angle, so it's getting a little weaker. Still above the 45 1 by 1. Still above point of control. But in this APF right here, you got your 75 right here. That it will bounce and find support. Let's look at simple glance. And nothing's really changed. MACD is still negative. Just not a lot of movement, just a lot of back and forth. Pivot low is at 263. Point of control 274. And this is that 1 by 1 45-degree angle that it just bounced off. Looking at our non-scale, non-log scale chart, you can see that we're still in the game. Besides holding the 45, we got this APF right here that we haven't kissed or blown through yet, so that's pretty healthy. But we are below this angle right here. So lastly, let's look at our midpoint. You can see on the bigger time frame, which is the weekly, there's a lot of sellers pushing lower, and that's that angle. Big support or big target would be 255. Mobiles is positive, but Stokes are kind of falling apart here. That's the weekly. This is the daily. You can see there's a strong level here, the 75%, which is at 266, 265 around there. And we're still holding that angle, but the mobiles are negative and the Stokes are negative. On the 4-hour, and on top of that, we got a PPS sell signal on the daily, not on the weekly yet. On the 4-hour, we have a PPS sell signal below the mobile bands. Bouncing off this here a little bit. Where are we at? 270. Yeah, we at 270 right now. Bounced off the 267. What was the low right here? 267. Yeah, bouncing off here. But the mobiles are still negative and the Stokes are still negative. So you have to be very careful here because this could be a dead cat bounce in the overnight session and they might slam it hard because this is negative on the 4-hour. And on the daily, see how choppy it was? The high we made here was around 276, and the low for the US session was 267, 276 to 267. And it's now finding a little bounce. Mobiles is still negative, but you got a soap signal here. So I don't know, maybe like here, maybe we could get a little bounce. So the line in the sand for overnight session and the US session will be around 272. If we could get above that, there's a high probability chance that we could test at least our high of 270. Pretty much the overnight was 278, but the US session was 276. So that's pretty much your target if we could close above 272. So far, very, very, very risky. Seasonalities are down. Not that much action. Thinking, be a 45, 90-day cluster lining up here. And the the ellipse technique was indicating here too. So there's a lot of things, but I don't know. To me, it kind of became like a dud. Lastly, we're somewhere around 270. We did a high, what, a 278, 277. The low of 267. Is that right? 268, 267. So there was not a lot of movement here, just kind of here. If we push lower in the overnight session and take out 265 and we can find support to bounce, it's probably going to go lower. But if we keep climbing to 273 and don't get rejected and continue, obviously it's going to go to 271. So these are the two main targets I'm looking at: 265, 281. If it's going to be stuck around 273, it could be going back and forth. But the bigger targets would be 267 and all the way 281. And we know that there's some other numbers coming out that they put on the on my YouTube comments on the video. So just keep an eye on that and see how it goes. But I'm still on the sidelines. I want to see if 263, especially now this angle, if this 263 is going to hold. This is what I'm looking at. 263. 263. 268. 263. I want to see if these levels are going to hold. If it holds, maybe maybe it could be into a wave, maybe complete a wave 5, but too early to tell. I'm in the camp. I'm in between the camp of seasonality deeper or possible turning point, but we need to hold this 263. We take it out, then more downside. If we hold, I'm going to wait for some buy signals, and then I'm going to go long. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that gas.